we are indeed live. We're starting to get started. And first, we will indeed feed the kitty cats their little midnight snack. And then I will sit down with you guys with some soup. So yeah, let's see. Okay. Okie dokie. Hope everybody is having a great time. I do hope so. I hope so. I hope that everybody is having a great time and will be joining us really soon here. So we can say hi, we can chit chat and go live with all of you guys. Please do like, share, subscribe. That would be most amazing. Hi, Reese. Hello. I'm okay. Still not 100%, but I am here. How are you doing? How is the countries over there? How art thou? How art thou? How art thou indeed? I'm pulling up the live and then I'm gonna sit down with some soup, feed them. I'm wearing my Wolfpack sweatshirt tonight from NC State University, which is where I went to college. I hope you guys are doing great and joining us soon here, slash about to join us, slash already joined us, slash if you see this later on as a live video upload, then please do leave me a comment and say hi, and then I will be able to know that you're here, slash you can see it. I have a weirdo in the chat already. How sad. How sad. How very sad. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, weirdo, for being here. Please do note that my mod is in the chat. So try to spend 1 minute before you're weird. Thank you. Please do like, share, subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, weirdo. Thank you all. Hello, Wilo Guevara. Wilo Guevara has said hi. Hello, my darlings. I will eat the soup and I will chat with you and look at all your usernames and everybody that's joining and say hi to you all, my darlings. I will be saying hi to you all, my darlings, as I eat my soupy soup. Oh, thank you for doing a gift. Oh, saludos de Peru. Are you from Peru? Welcome to Peru. Hello, Kaden Dodson. Kaden Dodson has done a floating heart and won all our hearts in the process. Please do give us some likes, guys. Can we get 20 likes? Thank you, my darlings. Hello, Jose. Jose Riel, not a fake Jose, but a real Jose, is saying, Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, Jose? How are you doing? Ooh, I see someone, Sam Sunil. Sam, Sunil is saying hello. Hello, Sam Sunil. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Milk chocolate. What does that mean? Good evening. Hello, Clint. Hi, Allie. Hi, Jose. Hi, Ivan. Thank you, guys. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I will read out the top fans in just a moment. Reese. Wilo, Caden. Thank you, Caden, once again. Samsonil, Jose, Devil, I Devil. The person who is recognized as a devil. Ali loves hamsters. Oh, I love that, Ali, for you. Good evening, Clint Robbins. Good evening. Hello, Mohammed Marzuk Muntasir. Hello. We are here and we're live. We are saying hi. We're here and we're live. We're saying hi. I'm standing up. So sometimes people ask how tall I am. So now you can see I'm standing up now. I'm standing up because I want to make my soup with you guys. I want to make my soup, eat my soup with you guys. So therefore I'm standing up. Steven! Steven, my friend, how are you? Can we get 20 likes? Thank you for the gifts, guys. Really appreciate you. I'm pinning the message that says mwah, 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 mwah. I'm pinning the message that says to like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. And then I am going to get my soup. This live is sponsored by Progresso Soup. I have a Progresso soup here with me, beef pot roast. I'm looking over there to see my soup. This beef pot roast is the soup I will be eating. When I say it's sponsored by Progresso, I just mean that I'm tagging a bunch of Progresso soups in the chat in this live because a girl gotta eat. You know, a girl's gotta eat. And I did get YouTube shopping as a feature now on my lives. And so if you want to buy some Progresso, feel free. But currently I will be eating some Progresso. No, Fuji! Fuji is knocking the Progresso off the counter. Fuji! Do not threaten me, my boy. Oh my goodness. I must get the Progresso, guys, because Fuji is currently knocking over Progressos. Hi, Lolo. This is true. I am a Wolfpack girl. I have some great news. Apparently, I'm from Russia. Hi, Steven. Steven has great news. How is the sodium in that soup? Wolfpack sweatshirt is NC. This is true. I did go to NC State for my undergrad, guys. So hence I have a Wolfpack sweatshirt from NC State for years and years. This shirt is now years and years old and I still wear it and it still fits because I bought an extra large and I love how baggy it is. I just love it. Hi, Lolo. Why are you asking difficult questions? This says rich and hearty. I'm just gonna believe that. Hi, Allie. The kitty cats will certainly appear in the live throughout the live, so just stay on and hang in there. They have a mind of their own that I don't interfere with at all. I read the what is your from and I saw that as what is your face. I'm reading from a distance here sometimes. Hi, Queen. Hello, Miguel. Hi, Fearless. Hi, Chucky. Hi, Guerra Disciplinado. Hello, Lolo. Aw, thank you guys for joining. Please do sit tight. Hang tight. Chat, chit. Chit chat and chat chit, guys. Chit chat and chat chit. We're gonna be catching up over some soup tonight. Hello, Fearless. Hello, Navratan. Hi, X-Power. Did I see your message? I think you said something about your book. Yes. Oh, okay. You'll send me your book. Okay, great. Thank you. Yay. There is Baji Baba. I'm going to grab a bowl, but there is Baji Baba. I'll be right back with the bowl. Now that me demo to you how to make some soup. First, you take a bowl and you rinse it out with water. Because although this has been in the dishwasher, it could have a little dust on it. So you take this colorful bowl, because life is good with colorful bowls. This colorful bowl is probably from Bed Bath & Beyond, which went under. But before they went under, I bought their colorful bowls. Because I love me and I love soup. And there's no reason to eat soup out of an ugly as frick bowl. Then what you do, as you saw, you take off the can lid and you pour this soup, all of it, in the bowl. Now, I don't add any sodium to my other foods, so hopefully this sodium is okay. Then you lick this a little bit, but carefully. In fact, don't try this at home. Then you throw this out, because you don't want the kitty cats to be licking this either. It's quite sharp on the edge of it. You put this in the recycle bin over here, so that it's out of the way completely. Then you take a spoon from the dishwasher, because I didn't unload it yet. Because I was actually traveling for a couple days, and I'm a little behind on these types of things. You grab the spoon that's closest to you, because we don't have time for digging in the dishwasher. You take out a couple of carrots that you missed. Then you put the spoon in the soup can that's empty now, so that the spoon doesn't get dirty touching other dirty surfaces. Then you take this. I'll put this in the microwave first. I'll show you the microwave. Although you might want to just look at Baji in the meantime. And we will also be covering this. So let me go over here to the microwave. Open it. Put the bowl in the microwave. Then you hunt in the dishwasher for a thing to cover with. I hope I washed the thing to cover it with, which I indeed did. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Let me show you how I do life. I save the leftover, or the things that the foods come in. I don't really use this for other purposes, but I use this as a thing to cover the thing in the microwave. See, there's no need to throw this out as soon as you're done. You save this so you can cover the soup that's about to get microwaved. It went from 28 to 14. Who is 28 and 14? There. Can we get 20 likes? How many cats do I have? Well, you'll have to stay throughout the whole live and come back to every live, so you better subscribe to figure out how many cats I have. Thank you so much, Ali. Please do subscribe, my darling. So keep your takeout bowls and their lids, especially the lids. See, I don't really microwave stuff in the bowls because those are like harmful plastics, but I do use the lid to cover my bowl, which has other food on it. Thank you, God, and thank you, universe, and evil eye remove. Now I'm just gonna press the 30-second button on the microwave many times so that I get it up to around 3 minutes. Sometimes I just press it a couple more times just for fun, because I don't really care. I really care. I don't. rinse my hands because it did touch some soup because I'm about to touch my hair. Then I come over here, waiting for the microwave to finish because technology is at work, my darlings. Can we get 30 likes? Hello, Steven, my darling. Hello, Reese. Ooh, 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 ooh. My face is a little weird right now because I am tired and I was traveling and okay. Let us read the top fans right now. Number one. The microwave is bursting. Something has bursted. So this is the level of cooking I do and it is still quite scary. Thank you, universe. There are potatoes in this too. I'm salivating. I am salivating because I'm quite hungry. Okay, just press 3 on the microwave. You'll get 3 minutes. I don't know why, but I like to press the 30 seconds a lot. Not real beef in that soup? Jazz, can you send me some real meat then? I'm not liking that you're criticizing my soup as I'm about to eat it. Oh God, it finished. How exciting. It has finished, guys. It has finished. There is a thing to cover the thing. Hello, Kyle. Hello. Now we let it stand in the microwave for a while because we don't want to touch a dangerous object. Okay, hi Miguel. I'm looking at the comments over here on this laptop because the soup will be here, the phone is there, and the laptop is here. And see, the empty can of soup also here with my spoon holder. With my spoon, so it's a spoon holder, so don't throw this can out right away, guys. Hello, Justin Powers. Justin, can you use your powers to give us some likes, shares, and subscribes, my darling? Oh, here. I'll do a goal. Guys, I hope you will help me to meet my goal for this live, which is going to culminate in a happy dance and song. Start the goal. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe. Okay. X Power X House, Jesus. Even Jesus is here, guys. Even Jesus. And Baji and me. By the way, this is Baji and Physics. We teach physics on these lives usually. Astrophysics, cosmology, astronomy, and physics are my background. And that's what I generally will cover on these lives. Currently, I will be eating the soup, but there is Baji in the background. That is the Baji of Baji and Physics. And I am his mom, the host, the human host of the same lives, okay? And this channel. If you are interested in physics topics, cosmology, astronomy, astrophysics, I have many videos on these. And we also go live and explain these topics. And we also cover things from books and whatnot. So I do appreciate everybody being here and becoming friends so that we can continue with these things going forward. Thank you for the gift. Somebody did a gift. Who was it? I think it was my oldest friend / one of my newer friends. Hello, X Power X House. Bye, John Physics. Hello. X Power X House is sending a floating heart. What is a wormhole? We can certainly talk about that. Just look at a roller coaster for philosophy. I don't know how to like, I only know how to hate, says Steven. Hello. You look like Erica Kirk. Who is that? Just kidding. I think I know who that is. Erica? Erica? Okay. Hello, first name, last name. Hello, Speed. Okay. I was reading up here. Hi, Reese. Thank you so much. Also, we're letting the soup cool down a bit as we're looking at the comments here. So don't think that I'm wasting time. We will be eating the soup, but at the same time, we are looking at the comments as well, so I can say hi to everybody. I'm like a cat. Okay, thank you. Somebody said, do you guys think she has a date on Valentine's Day? Thank you for thinking about me, X Power X House, and thinking about my Valentine. I do have a Valentine. It's Baji. Hi, Turkey Slurpee. Hi, Aviate North. Hello. Soup is good for you, says Randy. Oh my goodness. Put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Which thing? Hey, Manny. How are you? Hello, Javar. Thank you, Ali. Lovely to have you here. Hi, Zach. Hi, Kyle Morris. I'm just trying to find the usernames and messages and say hi to everybody really quickly. Thank you. Hi, Alex Patel. How are you? So cool. Cool. Hi, my favorite physicist. Oh, thank you, Northern Verses. Oh, thank you. Hi, Daniel. You see my cat? You see the Baji Baba? I hope you do. Hello, Soulful. Are you Indian? You guess. Does that plastic do something? Hi, KJ. You have a physics degree? Yes, I do. How about some tacos? I don't have tacos. I don't know how to like. Put the whole can in the microwave. Oh, shut up. She is special. I am. Hi, Todd Price. Okay, I did my best. Are you a teacher? Yes, we cover physics. We do teach that. You're 2 inches from the camera. Hi, my music Gen X. You're not 2 inches from the camera. So different to see you at a normal distance. Well, soon you'll see me eat a soup. So, by the way, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Are you a teacher? Yes. First name, last name, asked. Hi, Mohit Gupta. Hi, Guardian. Proud of you for making it this far. Oh, thank you, Guardian. Hi, Andrew. Oh, I see you got timed out. Don't want to know why. Thoughts on George? What? George W. Bush? Isn't that a past president? I see Baji way up there. It's becoming Baji's favorite resting place. Yes, it's because hot air rises and Baji therefore also rises up to go towards the ceiling where it is actually warmer than the altitude over here. Is the soup supposed to be on the screen? It is. It's currently in the microwave. How does streaming make money? Hi, Anon Gal. Maybe I should make a video on that. Hello, Harry Hugh. Where's the cat? Hello, Dustin. You're a very beautiful girl. There he is. Hi, Ricardo. He's keeping an eye on me as well from that high altitude so that if I drop any food that he's gonna eat that. So for this soup part, we will put our hair back like this so that we don't dip it in the soup. Then we will get up and go get the soup. Okay? I'm showing people how to eat a soup. Hi, Kyle. Thank you. soup and you bring the soup bowl over here. See, I waited quite a while reading your comments before touching the bowl because it is actually quite hot. But because I waited, it's okay. It's not too bad. This is the beef pot roast with country vegetables. I'm supposed to eat red meat because I've been bleeding too much due to a fibroid. And I lack iron. Hello everybody, thank you for joining. We will eat a soup together to start this live. We generally cover physics and we can certainly do that as well. Most likely we will be live again tomorrow for a full physics live. You're a physics teacher but you can't cook. That's correct, my darling. Some people have their priorities set in a way that does not leave any room for cooking. But I do like food. Yes, there is Baji. Actually, I was thinking that the stuff I ate before today would be enough food. I wasn't planning to be hungry because I really don't like this thing where human beings have to eat a lot. Every single day we have to eat. Why can't we eat once and be fine for the whole week? You know what I mean? I find it to be an extremely inefficient process where you have to do 3 meals a day or at least 2 meals a day. Every day. Because I like eating a big meal and then not having to eat for a while. But I get hungry. I got hungry today. How lame. Oh my god, this is so good. I do love to eat good food. I just wish that we didn't need to. I want to, but I don't want to need to. Yummy, delicious, enjoy. It's actually really good. Thank you, Progresso. There's Baji, yeah. Baji is extremely cute indeed, yes. Evil eye remove, and thank you, universe. I'm eating as part of this live because I'm too hungry to really continue without eating. I do always microwave, yes, boo-boo. I microwave the soups, and I have an electric stove plate thing that I use for certain items as well, but that is about the extent of my cooking. I think it's done in parts of Korea, 1 meal per day. You like chicken strips? I don't know what that is. Chicken. Can we get 50 likes? Hi, Solar Lion. Also, sometimes when I eat on these lives, it encourages people to eat as well. You had fish and chips. Did you make it yourself, Reese? I had fish and chips over the weekend. It's Progresso. It's so nice actually, Progresso soup. Hi, Dialectical. I can cook But I never cook meat. Baji. Oh, Baji. Baji just meow. Did you hear that? You're encouraged to make coffee. See? Sometimes I'm a food influencer. Baji is hoping for some too. Hi, Audaloon. Yeah, I don't really buy Campbell. I buy Progresso. Hi. You guys like Baji? Baji had a cold. I think it's better now. Knock on wood. And thank you, universe. I only eat once a day because who's got time? That's how I want to be, but I end up eating at least twice a day, I think. Get some snacks, guys. Get some snacks. Thank you, Boo Boo. Boo is saying you're special and smart. Thank you. Hi, BMCK. Hello, my friends. Happy February. Does anyone have any good plans for February? Any exciting plans? What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? Your birthday is the 9th? It's too late for you to snack. Happy birthday to BMCK. Happy birthday to BMCK. Dialectical is saying I'm going to ask my Valentine on a date. Boo Boo is saying I'm going to start exercising more. Are you asking me if I'm busy in 2 weeks? Hi, Nigerian Nightmare. I'm not in NC, but I did go to NC State, my darlings, for undergrad. I'm in Boston. Do you see my Wolfpack shirt? I love NC State. It's my alma mater. Hi, Pumbafo. Thank you. Pumba is saying I love your accent. Oh my goodness, thank you. Greenville. My dad and my mom broke up. Oh, Mateo. That is sad. But also, maybe they'll be happier now, so that's happy. Wolfpack. Yes, indeed. I'm a Wolfpack girl. Northern Versus is saying you look most relaxed when you eat. In fact, when you read physics to us, you should have a snack on the side. That'll slow me down. That's a good-looking bowl. I know, right? I like my bowls to be pretty. I may not cook, but I like a pretty bowl. I'm not eating out of an ugly bowl. Hi, Randy. Dave is saying ECU. What does that mean? Is that a school? Carolina University. Emerson? Hi, George. Hi, Harvard. Harvard. Without an R. East Carolina. Sorry, that's right. East Carolina University. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Kyron. Mateo is saying, I really like you, sir. Thank you. I picked up your typo, yes. East Carolina. For some reason, that didn't come to my mind. Reese is saying, I'm heading towards a breakup also. Hi, Amber. Reese, can you afford a breakup? I thought this lady was pretty permanent for you. Good luck either way, my darlings. Those who are breaking up and those who are patching up. Everybody, good luck this February. What's my mom's name? Why do you ask, my darling? Hi, Kevin. Mike's Pastry? I think I did. I went to NC State and I ate at Hillsborough Street a lot. Am I eating dog food? I don't know. I'm eating Progresso. You can call it dog food if you want. Do you want to buy some? I linked it on my YouTube shopping link. Even my Progressos are monetized. Darling. I look tired. I am. I'm tired. I'm in Boston. See, I'm a food influencer, whether you guys like it or not. People see me eating and they start eating. Send this video to your friends and family, sisters and mothers and brothers with an eating disorder. Go for it. Everyone hates my other angle, apparently. I'm not laughing about the other thing. I don't laugh about anything serious. Only on serious things. Did you hear that? Sorry. I dropped something. We feel like we've been shrunk. Shrunk? What does that mean? Oh, we became littler? I was fascinated with physics and read a few books about history, the Manhattan Project. Oh my gosh, the Manhattan Project is something that we can talk about from the current book that we're on right now, actually. It's very interesting, but that's not the part that we're currently discussing, that what we have been discussing for a little while. I think I'll probably talk about that for a few minutes after I eat here. Thank you, Xander. Xander Roberts is saying, "What's up, girl? You look beautiful." Oh, thank you. When you're so zoomed in on the countertop. Reese, you're so funny. You're funny. Thank you, Xander. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Antonio. I've never seen Antonio like that, with an I. Depending on the magnitude of the gravitational wave, car parks can be harder to negotiate. Are you talking about parking the car? Your streams for me now just consist of timing out strange men. Hi, Reese, thank you for your service indeed. You broker than a street code? Hi, Meal. Where am I living? Boston. Which question are you talking about, user? Have I been to Pondi, as in Pondicherry, or what do you mean? Hi, Emma. That's true. I do have a cat climbing tree. I'm Antarctic. You misspelled it? Oh my god. You guys and your typos. Jesus. For the last time, pet polar bear. Polar bears are at the other pole. Gosh, oh gosh. It's okay. People get that confused all the time. Don't worry. It's no problem. No worries at all. Hi, Michael, Jordan. Hi, Xander. You seem like a very sweet lady. Oh, thank you, user. You're beautiful. Are you from Eastern Europe? Yes. That is correct. Eastern Europe is Asia, right? I am from Eurasia. 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 Welcome to all the continents. I think somebody said I'm from Russia. Eastern Europe. That's it. I'm giving Virgo. I think Virgo is my zodiac in certain systems, but in the Julian calendar, my zodiac is Libra. I don't remember what I had at Mike's pastry. I just remember I heart New York pizza and I liked the meat lovers. Hi Dan. I sound pretentious. Let him say I'm pretentious. Reese, why are you being so strict? Let him say I'm pretentious. Reese, aren't you busy being a new dad? Oh, I love black and white cookies. Oh my God. I love, 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 love black and white cookies. Do I know my IQ? No. Never did the test. Octane, hello. I love that. I'm a Cancer working towards Leo. You good looking. My friend like you. Karachi, welcome. No, there are cookies that are half black and half white, and they have a very certain specific taste, and I love them. But actually, don't think I tried a black and white cookie until I had already moved to Ohio. What's your ethnicity? Hi, Ken. Oh, they're Italian cookies? Okay. My ethnicity, sorry. My ethnicity is something that is heavily discussed on this live. So I don't want to give it away. Shalom. Hi, Ben. Hi, Robert. Michael Jackson. Reese! The mod is being mischievous. Hi, Robert. Saludos. My favorite bug? I really don't like bugs. Maybe like butterfly. German cookies? I don't know if I've had any. Probably I have. You like bugs? Did I see the comment you just removed? Where? Yes, I see now. Suzanne. You know, my mod removes certain comments and then wants me to see them. Reese, I don't know what you want from me. Suzanne, where have you been offensive? Please, can you do it again? This is too much work. I can't find it, Reese. क्या ये खाता हुआ वीडियो दिखाने के लिए लाइव किया है क्या? You love Bumblebee. Hi, Rahul. Hi, Tyrone. She called me. Who called me? She called me a B word itch and said, who would want to be with you? And no wonder. I think you should have left that in. Kahan se ho aap? BB of the Baji. Why? What? Did I do something? What did I do to piss off a woman? Usually it's all men in here, my darling ladies. Hi, Dave. She's from Boston. Aw. Dave knows already. A bewitch. Did she call me a bewitch? I am honored. It has been my lifelong dream to become a bewitch. My wallpaper. That's not wallpaper. That's a curtain. Reese, what kind of British English is this? Do you even know English? That's a curtain. That's a curtain. There's a window behind that curtain. Be-switch. Quick question, who should pay for the first date, men or women? I pay when they are super poor. Otherwise, I expect they can take care of it. See, I expect that they should be able to take care of it. But if somehow they're making me pay or make me feel like they are poor and trashy and like, oh my God, it's a really big deal, then I just pay and get it done, you know? I don't really date at all, but like sometimes you find yourself on a date by accident. You know what I mean? Like I don't really go out of my way, or you know, I don't really plan and like have a goal for dating or date like a maniac or anything like that. But let's say you accidentally have a date. You know what I mean? Like there's just a date out of nowhere, or some situation develops where there is a date. In such a case, I expect that this person showing interest will pay and pick up the bill. And if they don't, I am like, what is this technology? Maybe this bill like just pays itself. But then if they share with me some kind of money issue, or they're like, you know, I'm rich and they're poor, then I believe them and just pay it and I'm done. Because I like peace and harmony as a Libra woman. I don't want to be like, you know, too much, squabbling. Because I don't really date anyways. There is my Baji Baba. He's my date. Shona Baji, Shona Baji, Shona Baji. And generally, I don't need anything from anyone except from the universe. Thank you, universe, for our good health and well-being of myself and my children. Fuji Suji Baji. Thank you, God, and evil I remove. So really, that is... The kids are cats. Jam hum. What does that mean? Hi, Robert. Today my class name is Bewitch. Bewitch. Reese, see, now you've removed the comment where I've been called a bewitch. And now people won't know what I'm talking about. Ben, why are you saying I'm sick? I mean, I am a little sick, but do I look sick? Don't answer that. Do not. Somebody is saying, what's the responsibility of man to pay? What is yours? See, this is the type of man that if I'm accidentally on a date with, I just pay because I'd rather pay than waste my breath. And I like peace and harmony. Thank you, universe. Even if I was in poverty, I would just pay and get out of there. Hi, watchdog. My responsibility is to block you if I were to ever come across you in real life. Thank you, universe. No hate. Only potato. Rotis will rotate. Haters will hate. Potatoes will potate. They shouldn't ask you out if they can't pay. Says dialectical. The world of real men is... Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Oh gosh. Benito is saying, Wendy, let's go on a date. I'll drive, you pay. You will definitely be driving because I don't drive, but I will also not be paying. Hasta la vista, baby. I want a quesadilla deal. Create a wormhole and disappear. Okay, let me thank this person. Excuse me, please. Monathletics. Monathletics. Come in, please. Thank you so much for the super chat. I didn't see it until just now. Sorry about that. I hope you're still here and receiving my thanks. Thank you indeed. And there is Baji also thanking you. I will heart it and like it. Thank you so much. NC State, yes, that's where I went to undergrad. No support from Northeast. What do you mean? Hello, you're so beautiful. Thank you, Els. To be or not to be witched? Can we go on a date? Benito is asking. Oh, you need food? Hello, lesbian microwave. What a wonderful username. Hello, Seattle. Dialectical is saying, don't you date intellectuals and scientists? So, I do find myself on dates sometimes with intellectuals or scientists, but that does not have anything to do with finance. Even such people can be very financially challenged. Very. And I do feel bad for them. I have all the sympathy. Please, let's go on a date. Okay. More the merrier. Thank you. If you weren't Delulu taken already. Hi, Tyrone. Thanks for your super chat. I lied. You're getting all kinds of IQ levels. Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Benito. Hi, Joseph. Oh my gosh. The ban me person is here. You guys are funny. Feel free to do a super chat, my ladies and gents. Hi, Jor Parsi. Do I know about Jaffer's restaurant? It's not coming to mind right now. Elsa? Is your name Elsa? What you sipping on? This is a soup that I just finished. Progresso soup. It's not cereal. It's a beef soup. Hi, Xander. What's up, girl? I know, right? It's such a nice bowl. I love a colorful bowl. It does not look like a plant pot. All right, so momentarily we will cover the topic that we have been covering for at least a little bit. Okay, I think what we will do is continue with the issues with quantum mechanics that we were covering the other day, how quantum mechanics was very successful. So now usually I do a long spiel of summary for the live and whatnot, but I think for tonight, because I ate the soup, we're a little bit behind. We will just jump in. And if you want to hear the discussion on this background of relativity, quantum mechanics in the 20th century, then please do catch the live streams that we covered in the past. So under the live tab of the channel, you will find all of the live episodes posted and ready to go, uploaded. You can just play any of them. We also have videos and things like that. And that should help you to get caught up with this topic. So let me put this in the sink, rinse it a little bit, get our water, and we'll get started, okay? And I will do a little bit of a tiny summary, okay? 1 second, please. I need a fridge that makes water. Because that is so much better. Okay. So now the situation is the following. Oh, Baji is so sleepy right now. I see the most interesting comments in the chat. So what we will do currently is to summarize just a little bit about what we've been covering, and then I will leave it up to you to go check out the other lives that are before this live to catch up on those topics in more detail, because we have been covering some very interesting topics here on these lives where we cover cosmology, astrophysics, astronomy, and physics. Besides cats, where Baji appears as the kitty cat of the videos, mostly with his siblings, and then I am their mother, Baji's mom, right here, as well as your host for this Baji and Physics Lives. So what we've been covering is mainly the 20th century physics stuff. And some of these topics, of course, are kind of focused on relativity, special theory of relativity, which was given to us by Einstein by the time it was 1905, so really early on in the 20th century. Then general theory of relativity by 1915. And along with that, of course, we see the sort of beginning parts of the grand unified theory that they were all trying. Einstein himself was trying to get a grand unified theory going, or a theory of everything, or a unified field theory. Those are all the same things, different names for the same thing. And then ultimately we also have, of course, string theory or superstring theory developing later on in the 20th century. But sort of the precursors or the beginning parts of string theory is something we find as early as the early 1920s. But then really also backing up a little bit, what's been going on in this century is the development of quantum mechanics as a field, and also the development of a completely different kind of topic, which is what quantum mechanics is, and the sort of formalizing the wave equation for matter, which de Broglie, of course, suggested, but then Schrödinger actually wrote down the wave equation for a particle, something like an electron. And then Dirac took those Schrödinger wave equations and turned them into relativistic equations. But then later on, I believe it was Max Born who actually took the bold step to realize and announce that these wave equations represented not the electron itself, but the probability of finding the electron. And we spoke about how quantum mechanics was really the first time that physics had a probabilistic type of nature, and the solution or the answer to something was a probability and not a deterministic answer. So up to that point in time in the history of, centuries of doing physics, including Newtonian mechanics, relativity, all of that stuff, we were used to doing deterministic physics being deterministic, giving us a solution at the end, which was deterministic, where we can predict the future once we know the current state of something or the current position as a function of time, for example, of an object. We can deterministically predict where it will be in the future, and we were used to and liked doing such things, especially the classical physicists did, okay? And Einstein is one of them as well. So he had a huge issue with, for example, this probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics. And not only him, a lot of other contributors of quantum mechanics, Schrödinger himself had a big problem with the probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics. So I want to remind people that, Einstein, Schrödinger, these people, Niels Bohr, these people are the big names from the 20th century, of course, for various different contributions. But Einstein himself has contributed very, very, with a lot of versatility. So, along with his relativity work, both special theory of relativity and general theory of relativity, he's also considered to be one of the fathers of the old quantum mechanics, because he gave us the photoelectric effect and this situation with the wave particle duality of light, which of course we got a totally new insight because of Einstein, and he got the Nobel Prize, for example, for the photoelectric effect, all that sort of stuff. That is the old quantum mechanics. The fact that light has a particle nature, and the energy of photons can can translate to, say, the energy given to a particle, and thinking about light as a particle is the old quantum mechanics. Okay, the quanta of light, which we later on we call a photon. So in that sense, quantum mechanics is not new. It's just that when it came to the matter particles, the stuff that makes up matter, in other words, so not light, because light is a bit different, but basically, and also, of course, light is an electromagnetic wave. It is oscillating electric and magnetic fields, and there is a whole classical explanation of it in electromagnetism. So a lot of formalism had been developed in that sense for light, and then we got this quantum picture as well. And of course, the ultimate sort of insights into what it means for the speed of light in vacuum to be a constant, which gave us the relative nature of space-time. All of that stuff is in relativity, okay? So these are sort of the different ways for us to look at light and understand light. But thinking about, say, matter, what is stuff made of? Once you think about stuff as, something smaller, the fundamental unit of matter, it could be atom, because at first, people thought atom was the ultimate fundamental unit of matter. Or it could be something like the electron even, because electron, they knew about electric fields, magnetic fields, electric charge, and all this stuff, right? So electrons, and they knew about how, the photoelectric effect, as in light of photons, could be transferred to electricity, right? So, and depending on how you, basically, if you increase the frequency of the light you were using, which increased the energy of the light you were using, you could increase the electricity that you would be producing from that system. So those types of things was already known by 1905, as early as 1905. So then people did wonder, let's say if you want to understand the electron, for example, write down the formal expression or an equation that tells us the position of the electron as a function of time, or even the position of an electron as a function of space and time, what would that look like? And this is where, basically, I'm giving you a little context. This is the sort of environment or context in which people were like, okay, you know what? Light has a wave-particle duality. Maybe matter can too, and maybe the electron, for example, as a matter unit, could actually have a wave-particle duality itself, and that would kind of make sense. They already kind of had certain things like chemistry, for example, the electrons existing in sort of these different orbitals, potentially around a nucleus, in the atom of say, the hydrogen element, and other heavier elements, depending on which element. So though some things were known and some things were not really known, but that is always the case. It is always the case that we deal with a sort of an incomplete picture, and so they knew certain things, and some other things were probably a bit confusing. So this is the context in which De Broglie, Schrödinger, all of these people had done their work and given us sort of the Schrödinger specifically gave us the wave equation for matter. So now let me thank the person. I think somebody did a super chat. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Steven. Steven is here and has done a super chat. Sneaks in a super chat as I sneak back in. Oh, thank you, Steven. Sky reading. Hello. So the context being that we are trying to understand and quantify and write down expressions or equations for little things now, which is quantum mechanics, right? So the mechanics of quantum stuff, the mechanics of small stuff, the physics of the small, these are sort of the synonyms of quantum mechanics and what we're speaking of tonight, and also what we've been kind of talking about for a few lives. So those are also under the live tab of the channel if you want to check those out for more discussion. So this is what was going on, but then it led to this probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics where they realized, oh my gosh, actually quantum mechanics does not give us the position of the electron with certainty. It gives us the probability of finding the electron. And then also Heisenberg came along and gave us the uncertainty principle, where this probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics was further solidified in the sense that it is not just an imagination or a flaw or a mistake we're making in the lab. Literally, there is an intrinsic uncertainty of nature, which tells us that you cannot know the position as well as the momentum of a particle at the same time. So, say for that electron, if you know the position, you will not know the momentum with certainty. And if you know the momentum, you will not know the position with certainty. And there is an expression that quantifies that uncertainty as well, which was Heisenberg's contribution. So now this probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics is even further solidified, and even further a thing that people have to sit and digest as they already deal with their issues with quantum mechanics being probabilistic and not deterministic. So this is the sort of environment that we're in this discussion. And uncertainty principle gave us the quantification of that uncertainty. So it's not just a mistake when you say don't measure something with enough precision. It's not the case, but it is the case that nature itself has this intrinsic uncertainty. And the way to think about this is, when you look at something really small, like an electron, say you shine some light on it, well, at that scale, the light is going to be a photon, which will actually disturb that electron. So you can't just look at an electron. What you're doing at these tiny scales is you're disturbing the electron by looking at it with that photon, by probing it with a photon, because little tiny things have to be probed with other little tiny things. And depending on the energy of those other little tiny things, that first tiny thing will get disturbed. So then it will be imparted some momentum, and now you don't know the position with certainty. And inherently, there is an uncertainty, which is now quantified by Heisenberg. So it's not a mystery anymore. It is a thing. Okay, so you have to, with quantum mechanics or the physics of the small, you have to kind of accept these types of things, whether you like it or not, right? And not saying it's perfect, but even relativity is not perfect. Even the classical side of things is not perfect either. Both quantum and classical mechanics actually have certain flaws and limitations that we must sit with, okay? And we can try to improve both. And go from there. But I wanted to mention that classical physicists especially had trouble with some of these qualities of quantum mechanics, like the uncertainty principle, and it was a further motivation for them to develop a theory of everything, or a grand unified theory, which ultimately gave us superstring theory. Now, as far as whether it solves that problem or not is a different matter, because superstring theory has its own limitations, but something like superstring theory did get developed as a theory of everything candidate, as an effort, basically, as an attempt to basically generalize and find a more overarching theory that can contain quantum mechanics and classical physics. And explain gravitation as well as quantum mechanics, because quantum mechanics has its flaws, or people complained about certain things about quantum mechanics. So, having said that, I should also mention really quickly that even though people had issues with quantum mechanics, it actually survived, and not just survived, it actually thrived, and quantum mechanics was very successful in many ways, which is why it was able to survive and thrive and give us whole new sort of avenues of physics, like particle physics was developed towards the end of the 20th century, and so on and so forth. So without quantum mechanics being quite successful, that would not be possible. And we also talked about, of course, the debate between Niels Bohr and Einstein one of these days, and we saw how Einstein was trying to poke holes in Niels Bohr's theory and challenge his uncertainty principle, and whatnot. And Niels Bohr actually used relativity as a way, as a tool to refute that claim of Einstein's. So that was a really fun little story that we covered, I believe, in the past live, the last live. So do go catch that if you have a chance, because I think that would be informative, and this is sort of continuing from there. So all that tells us that even though it's not a perfect situation, quantum mechanics, classical physics have their debates and have their differences. Quantum mechanics was very successful. Now we come to certain strange things that people started to notice about quantum mechanics. Now in this lecture, in this iteration of our live streams here, because I think that'll be interesting, and that is the next part. By the way, we reference this book called Einstein's Cosmos by Michio Kaku, and this is a nice little summary of what was happening in those days. So what we will do is we will read this for a little bit, and some of this we have mentioned already, so I won't go over it again. We will just get started. So we talked about the Bohr-Einstein debate. We talked about some I think we might have very quickly mentioned Schrodinger's cat, but okay. Thank you everybody for being here, by the way. Really appreciate it. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I will look at your comments in a moment here. So let's now continue to talk about this situation in quantum mechanics, where once you have made a measurement, you actually disturb the system and have to deal with the consequences. So let's just pick it up from there, because I think it'll be a fun little discussion, and that is actually the next part. Okay, so the measurement process itself is an issue here, is something to be thought about in quantum mechanics. And the measurement process by an outside observer allows us to collapse the wave function. This is the wave function that describes the particle and determines the precise state of that thing. So now here we're talking about the cat, Schrodinger's cat and all that. But, you know, a cat is a macroscopic object, so I'm not sure how much I really care about this Schrodinger cat bizarre issue. But anyways, the key is the measurement process by an outsider or outside observer. By shining a light inside the box, the wave function has collapsed and the object suddenly assumes a definitive state. So this whole situation, the Schrodinger cat example, is basically a way to point out that in quantum mechanics, if the measurement process really does, I mean, we know it does disturb the system, then how do we kind of resolve certain things? Is the cat there, not there? What's the state of the cat, blah, blah, blah. But see, for me, I always thought that Schrodinger's cat, this example, is not so perfect. I think Baji over there, this cat is very perfect, because a cat is ultimately not a particle and not not a microscopic or a subatomic particle. So anyways, I don't know. In other words, the process of observation determines the final state of an object. We know that, at least for quantum objects, that is the case for sure. Physics of the small is what quantum mechanics is trying to describe and formalize, not every object. Okay? The weakness of Bohr's Copenhagen interpretation lies in the question, do objects really exist before you make a measurement? So basically, these people, the classical physicists, were confused. Like, what about the moon? Again, another macroscopic object, another bigger object, where is the moon only there when you're looking and it's not there when you're not looking, or what happens, right? Because looking at the moon is sort of like, I guess, taking a measurement of the moon, and not looking would be not doing that. But once again, I'm not sure how much I empathize with that question because the moon is not a small object. Anyways, so to Einstein and Schrödinger, all this seemed preposterous. That's the conclusion here, as in the situation here is that they thought that this was preposterous. They didn't like it. For the rest of his life, Einstein would grapple with these deep philosophical questions, which even today are still the subject of intense debate. Several upsetting aspects of this puzzle shook Einstein to the core. First, before a measurement is made, we exist as the sum of all possible universes. We cannot say for certain if we are dead or alive, or whether dinosaurs are still alive, or whether the Earth was destroyed billions of years ago. All events before a measurement is made are possible. Second, it would seem that the process of observation creates reality. So when you basically, this is kind of saying like, even the cat or even the moon is at the small level made up of the small things, right? The particles or whatever. And each of those particles follow quantum mechanics. So the full thing, the full moon should also follow quantum mechanics. And so this whole situation with does it exist or not, and the possibilities including that it doesn't even exist, has to be taken into account according to these classical physicists. But see, for me, in my own mind, I have resolved that quantum mechanics is good at physics of the small. So I'm not so concerned about these types of things that they're now currently talking about. So, you know. So then, all events before a measurement is made are possible. Second, it would seem that the process of observation creates reality, which they didn't like at all. Thus, we have a new twist to the old philosophical puzzle of whether a tree really falls in the forest if no one hears it. So it gets a whole new meaning in quantum mechanics. A Newtonian would argue that the tree can fall independent of observation, but someone from the Copenhagen school would say that the tree can exist in all possible states. So Copenhagen meaning the quantum mechanics people, Niels Bohr and those guys. So from that school of thought, people would say that maybe the tree can exist in all possible states, fallen, upright, sapling, mature, burnt, rotten, etc., until it is observed, at which point it suddenly springs into existence. So this is a sort of thing that was very preposterous to the classical physicists like Einstein, but they had to digest it, sort of. Thus, the quantum theory adds a total unexpected interpretation. Observing the tree determines the state of the tree, that is, whether it fell or not. Einstein, from his days at the patent office, always had an uncanny knack for isolating the essence of any problem. He would therefore ask visitors to his home the following question: does the moon exist because a mouse looks at it? If the Copenhagen school is correct, then yes, in some sense, the moon springs into existence when a mouse observes it, and the moon's wave function collapses. Over the decades, a number of solutions have been offered to the cat problem, none of them totally satisfactory. I don't like reading the cat problem because I have beautiful cats to worry about. Although almost no one challenges the validity of quantum mechanics itself, these questions still remain as some of the greatest philosophical challenges in all of physics. So people still debate about these things. It's kind of, people, I think, also like debating about these things, is the reason also I think that they debate about these things. It's not so much a concern, but something like it's something enjoyable for people to kind of argue about. So anyways, I've thought 100 times as much about the quantum problems as I have about general relativity theory, wrote Einstein about how he endlessly grappled with the foundations of the quantum theory. So he was very concerned or unhappy with some of these things. I'm not sure, like, you know, if he's really unhappy, but I think he definitely likes to debate these things, okay? After much deep thought, Einstein fired back with what he thought was the definitive critique of the quantum theory. So this is in 1933 with his students Boris Podolsky and Nathan Rosen. By the way, We will talk about the Einstein-Rosen bridge at some point as well. That is the first mention of wormhole. So we've kind of mentioned that as well in the past. So let's see. So with his students, Podolsky and Rosen, he proposed a novel experiment that even today is causing headaches to many quantum physicists as well as philosophers. The EPR experiment, so that is Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen, may not have demolished quantum theory as Einstein had hoped it would, but it succeeded in proving that the quantum theory, which was already pretty bizarre, gets weirder and weirder. So some of these weird things we will talk about now, okay? So let me take a sip of water. Hi, lovely Otto. Thank you, everybody, by the way. I'm reading some of your comments. Just give me 1 second. Very confusing, but interesting. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys are keeping up. Thank you so much. But yeah, Einstein didn't like certain things. Okay, let me take some sips of water and then we will keep going. So we will now mention a couple of bizarre things. Which will give you some flavor for what these people were concerned about, okay? Okay, let's talk about the EPR experiment. I think some of you might have heard about it already. Let's see. Put it in the chat if you have heard about this already. Okay, so the EPR experiment. Suppose that an atom emits 2 electrons in 2 opposite directions. Each electron is spinning like a top, pointing either up or down. So we know that spin is a quantum property, and that's what this is. Suppose further that they're spinning in opposite ways, so the total spin is 0. So the total spin of that system is 0, although you don't know which way they are spinning. For example, one electron may be spinning up while the other is spinning down. So this is not a spin as in like spinning like a top, but it's a quantum property of particles, okay? If you wait long enough, these electrons could be separated by billions of miles. Before any measurement is made, you don't know the spins of the electrons. Now suppose that you finally measure the spin of one electron. It is, for example, found to be spinning up. Then, instantly, you know the spin of the other electron. Although it is many light years away, since its spin is the opposite of its partner, it must be spinning down. This means that a measurement in one part of the universe instantly determined the state of an electron on the other side of the universe, seemingly in violation of special relativity. What was the nickname for this phenomena, by the way, guys? I think you guys know. Spooky action at a distance. Yes. Very nice, guys. Good job. I can see you guys typing it. Please do like and subscribe. So, Einstein called this spooky action at a distance. So, about these two electrons that initially had the two opposite spins, and so we know about that system having a total spin of 0, but then they could have been separated by light years between them by the time we're maybe coming across one of them. And if we measure the spin of one of them to be something, then we know that the other one will have the opposite spin. But they are so far apart, and we should not be able to know something instantly about the other electron. So the philosophical implications of this are rather startling. It means that some atoms in our body may be connected with an invisible web to atoms on the other side of the universe, such that motions in our body can instantly affect the state of atoms billions of light years away in seeming violation of special relativity. So you understand how this was something that Einstein did not like at all. Oh, good. Ben Abraham is writing about quantum spin. Electrons behave as if they are rotating, creating a tiny magnetic field with up or down states. So those are the two spin states for electron. Good job to Ben Abraham for defining that. Very nice. So exactly. So because the speed of light in vacuum is a constant of nature, and we don't think that anything can have a speed greater than that, we don't like this situation. People didn't like the situation of something being known instantaneously just because you know one thing. Just because you know something about this first electron, you shouldn't be able to instantaneously know the state of the other electron in this type of scenario, because then this spooky action at a distance kind of opens up these other very bizarre and kind of spooky possibilities maybe. So for example, this thing, I think some psychics actually do reference this quantum phenomena quite a bit. So pay attention. We will read this again just to give you a flavor. So the philosophical implications of this are quite startling. It means that some atoms in our body may be connected with an invisible web to atoms on the other side of the universe, just like those two electrons, such that motions in our body can instantly affect the state of the atoms billions of light years away, in seeming violation of special relativity. Einstein disliked this idea because it meant that the universe was non-local. That is, events here on Earth instantly affect events on the other side of the universe, traveling faster than light. On hearing of this new objection to quantum mechanics, Schrödinger wrote to Einstein, "I was very happy that in that paper, you have evidently caught dogmatic quantum mechanics by the coattails." Hearing of the latest Einstein paper, Bohr's colleague Leon Rosenfeld wrote, "We dropped everything we had to clear up such a misunderstanding at once." Bohr, in great excitement, instantly began dictating the draft of a rejoinder. So, we're talking about quantum mechanics, yes. So, the Copenhagen school, as in the quantum mechanics people, so there is the, let's say, school of Einstein and the classical physicists, and then there's Copenhagen, which is the quantum mechanics people, Niels Bohr. is one of the leaders of that, if not the leader. The Copenhagen school withstood the challenge, but at a price. Bohr had to concede to Einstein that the quantum universe was indeed non-local. So, events, what that means is this non-locality of the universe is something that Bohr had to accept. It, could be uncomfortable, but something that we accept, which is that events in one part of the universe can instantly affect another part of the universe, according to quantum mechanics. Okay, not according to relativity, but according to quantum mechanics, events in one part of the universe can instantly affect another part of the universe. Everything in the universe is somehow meshed together in a cosmic entanglement. So this is where the quantum entanglement situation comes. People use these terms quite a bit. I think this is all very famous at this point. So the EPR experiment did not disprove quantum mechanics. It only revealed how crazy it really is. So at this point, just because there is a concern with the universe being non-local and, something on this, something on the, billions of light years away, some place where light cannot even reach yet, we can somehow change or affect the quantum state of that thing. That is the sort of craziness which is inherent to quantum mechanics. So as if quantum mechanics wasn't already crazy enough, this too is something that we have to digest about quantum mechanics, is that the physics of the very small is suggesting that everything is somehow meshed together in this quantum entanglement. Yeah. Over the years, this experiment has been misunderstood. So the EPR experiment has been misunderstood with scores of speculations that one could build EPR faster than light radio, or that we can send signals back in time, or that we can use this effect for telepathy. But that's not the case. What they're talking about is this sort of quantum property and the implication of quantum mechanics, okay? The EPR experiment did not negate relativity. However, in this sense, Einstein had the last laugh. No useful information can be transmitted faster than light via the EPR experiment. For example, you cannot send Morse code faster than light via the EPR apparatus. Physicist John Bell used this example to explain the problem. He described a mathematician called Bertelsmann, who always wore a pink sock and a green sock. So now we will talk about this pink sock, green sock situation example to explain about those electrons that are doing the whole spooky action at a distance, or have a quantum entanglement, okay? So we can have these quantum entanglements and relativity will still be fine. So let's just see. So he described a mathematician who always wore a pink sock and a green sock. If you knew that one foot had the green sock, you knew immediately that the other sock was pink. Yet no signal went from one foot to the other. In other words, knowing something is entirely different from sending that knowledge. So one can know something, but that doesn't mean that you have sent any knowledge. So this is a wonderful way to summarize and simplify this issue of quantum entanglement that we're discussing, which is that just because you know that one sock being green means the other is pink, or just because you know that one electron has up spin means the other electron has the down spin, does not mean that you've transmitted information and can send information faster than the speed of light. Okay? So there's a world of difference between this possession of information versus its transmission. So by the late 1920s, there were now two towering branches of physics, relativity and the quantum theory. And as we can kind of see, the sum total of human knowledge about the physical universe could be summarized by these two theories. So these two theories might have their differences, once again, have their issues, but of course, both of those theories are needed to describe the entire physical universe. And again, as I was mentioning earlier, some people wanted to have a more overarching more general theory that can subsume both of these together and come up with better explanations for some of these bizarre things. But see, for example, me, I've always thought that quantum mechanics is good at explaining physics of the small or very small scales, particles, things like that. So even if it doesn't do a good job of explaining classical stuff, then I kind of accept it because as something that works well for the small scales. And then yeah, the spooky action at a distance business is more about knowing something versus about transmission. It's not about transmission at all, it's about knowledge. So yeah, maybe our bodies made up of atoms and electrons and things like that does know something that exists on the other side of the universe where we cannot transmit any information, but maybe there is some knowledge that we possess. Okay, so do with that what you will. There is definitely some strangeness and some bizarreness in quantum mechanics, but sometimes, fact is stranger than fiction, and this is fact. So expect for it to be a little crazy here, okay? This is quantum mechanics. So anyways, one theory, relativity, gave us the theory of the very large, a theory of the Big Bang and black holes. The other theory, the quantum theory, gave us a theory of the very small, the bizarre world of the atom. Although the quantum theory was based on counterintuitive ideas, no one could dispute its stunning experimental successes. Nobel Prizes were practically flying off the wall for young physicists willing to apply the quantum theory. Einstein was too seasoned a physicist to ignore the breakthroughs being made almost daily in the quantum theory. So it could be very bizarre, but it was very successful all at the same time, okay? He did not dispute the experimental successes of it. Quantum mechanics was the most successful physical theory of our period, he would admit, because of its experimental successes. Neither did Einstein impede the development of quantum mechanics as a lesser physicist might have. In 1929, Einstein recommended that Schrödinger and Heisenberg share in the Nobel Prize. I don't think those people actually, agreed probably in the beginning for example, I mean, Schrödinger wrote down the wave equation and Heisenberg gave us the uncertainty principle, but I don't think Schrödinger actually liked that his wave equation ended up being a probabilistic thing, but anyways, they shared the Nobel Prize. Instead, Einstein shifted strategies. He would no longer attack the theory as being incorrect. His new strategy was to absorb the quantum theory in his unified field theory. So this is what I've been mentioning here and there, is that do understand that some of the issues or challenges or bizarrenesses of quantum mechanics does motivate the unified field theory, and coming up with such a unified field theory and whatnot. So the fact is that, which is why we have something like superstring theory. Like if everybody was so happy with quantum mechanics, maybe they would not be motivated to work on something that subsumes quantum mechanics. But also at the same time, it is true that quantum mechanics does not explain gravitation. So we do need something else. We explain gravitation with relativity, but then relativity does not explain all of the properties that fall out of quantum mechanics. So then we also need quantum mechanics. And so what do we do now? We have these two very different worlds that kind of don't really agree with each other. And so that's why people were motivated to work on the unified field theory. And then other people were happy to just stick to their own lane, as in there's the quantum lane, which is the physics of the very small. You could stick to that and just accept bizarre things and move on with life and continue to discover more and more things in the quantum world, particle physics and all this stuff, which many people have. And those efforts, got funding and got support, and they were able to do things, which is physics of the large and further work on gravitation and explaining the cosmos and things like that, which is also what many people do. Generally, these two types of people are not the same people. They are not in the same rooms, same conferences, maybe even. And so they avoid each other peacefully. But where it all kind of comes together is if you wanted to make it come together. Okay? So, anyways, when the army of critics in Bohr's camp accused him of ignoring the quantum world, he fired back that his real goal was nothing short of cosmic in scope, to swallow up the quantum theory in its entirety in his new theory. So this is Einstein saying that I'm not ignoring quantum mechanics. I'm trying to come up with a unified field theory that will swallow all of quantum mechanics and explain all of quantum mechanics, which is, of course, a very challenging thing to do, but that is what Einstein was trying to do. So relativity did not prove that Newtonian theory was completely wrong. It only showed that it was incomplete. So Newtonian mechanics is an approximation that can work very well for many, many cases, and you only need relativity if you want to be more correct and more precise. So basically, all of Newtonian mechanics can be subsumed into relativity. For example, as an approximation, you should be able to kind of get Newtonian mechanics solutions out of relativity, right? Only when you want it to be more precise, you would use relativity. So the same thing for Einstein. He was hoping quantum mechanics would sort of be this approximation that falls out of a unified field theory, which is the more correct, more precise way of, and hopefully more elegant way of understanding the universe. Okay? So, Einstein believed that the quantum theory's bizarre assumptions about, all this uncertainty stuff and whatnot, could be explained in a higher theory. So he wanted to come up with that higher theory that can subsume quantum mechanics. In this respect, legions of Einstein's biographers have missed the point. Einstein's goal was not to prove the quantum theory incorrect, as many of his critics have claimed. He has too often been painted as the last dinosaur of classical physics, the aging rebel who found himself becoming the voice of reaction. Einstein's true goal was to expose the quantum theory's incompleteness and to use the unified field theory to complete it. In fact, one of the criteria for the unified field theory was that it reproduced the uncertainty principle in some approximation. So he really wanted quantum mechanics to come out of the unified field theory, but have a way to sort of explain quantum mechanics in this higher theory. So that is where we will stop tonight. I'm gonna mark the page and we will wrap it up, as in we will complete talking about this topic tomorrow, because it's getting a little late and cold down here. And I want to, this is a good point at which we can stop, because I want to kind of pick it up here and expand further on string theory tomorrow, okay? So this is why we will stop here. This is a good context for talking about string theory. So we will do that tomorrow. But I wanted to communicate this very interesting century and topics of physics here to you, because I really think, a lot of people work on quantum mechanics, a lot of other people work on relativity, but the fact that they developed pretty much together in around the same time, and what was kind of going on in the history of the science at that time, I think is very interesting and good context to have to understand and appreciate these developments, and also to understand the motivations of certain other things that developed, okay? So so just keep in mind that both are very successful. So I will end with this point. Both are very successful.
On the one hand, relativity has explained to us gravitation in a better way, more precise way, more correct way than Newtonian gravitation. And, predictions from relativity are coming true even now. When we measured gravitational waves for the first time recently in the last several years, that was one of the predictions of general theory of relativity from over 100 years ago that came true. So relativity in its own way is very successful. On the other hand, quantum mechanics is also very successful. Quantum mechanics may have all these bizarre properties, but from it, we get all of particle physics. We have made discoveries of many, many different types of particles. We have been able to explain things in the lab, like the hydrogen atom and how things work in chemistry. All of chemistry kind of comes out of quantum mechanics. And so we cannot deny its huge experimental successes and the fact that we do have, it may sound and look a bit untidy sometimes, but quantum mechanics has given us all of particle physics, right? So, discovery of the Higgs boson happened as as recent, but at this point not so recent as 2012. So even the happenings of the 21st century are being basically driven by quantum mechanics. So both are very successful, is what I want you to understand. But also keep in mind about the caveats in each and the flaws in each, and the fact that they don't really agree, and that both are in some ways wrong. So our work here is not done. We must keep on keeping on and keep on going with understanding nature better, understanding the universe better. And a lot of people did try to do that. And this is why, superstring theory exists. And that's a whole effort in itself. But then, of course, everything has a next what happens. This is research. This is science. It never ends. There's always caveats. There's always a flaw. We can only learn more and kind of contribute and deal with new problems. So even though string theory is a thing, it too has issues, and we can talk about those issues as well. If you are a enthusiast of such a thing, we actually have recorded quite a few lives on string theory in the past, and we will definitely bring it back. And yeah, so the story is not over. It is an ongoing story, and the big thing is that what I didn't finish stressing, I think I have probably mentioned it. What I want to stress is we don't have a quantum explanation for gravitation. I know there are people currently working on quantum gravity, and we would love to actually meet such people and learn about their work. And if we can get some explanations, that'd be great. Maybe we will read some papers of these people and whatnot. I'm actually gathering that right now. I have that on my mind, but so that's one of the flaws that I wanted to mention, is that quantum mechanics, particle physics don't really have an explanation for gravitation, which leaves it quite incomplete. But both are successful. So with that, I am kind of done summarizing. I'll take any questions and look at the chat, but we will pick it up tomorrow. And remember this particular context that we talked about, because I think that will be very useful in understanding the rest of the 20th century, okay? Hi, Brian. Thank you for all your great comments, by the way. Really appreciate it. Thank you, and I hope you like and subscribe. Keep coming back to these lives. It's actually difficult to encompass everything we want to talk about in just one live. So generally, these are continuing live episodes. So if you subscribe, hopefully you catch us again talking about the continuation or similar topics. Okay. Thank you, Saber. Very great discussion. Just had to understand the practical application for the majority of humans. Well, at least I think it's good for people to understand the basics of these topics, because I mean, we are getting into quantum computing and things like that. So I wouldn't at all imagine that learning about quantum mechanics is not useful. It is useful. But what we talk about in these topics is more fundamental science. We never really, it's not applied science until it is applied science. And there is value in just kind of understanding these things, especially if you're interested. Thank you, DJ. The drapes don't match the carpet because I don't have carpet. These are weatherproof curtains. I'm trying to insulate the living room, and I don't have all matching curtains. These ones are burgundy and this one is gray because I don't have 3 burgundy or gray. So yeah, they don't fully match each other. This is the pink sock and the green sock. By looking at the burgundy curtains, you hopefully know that I only have 2 burgundy curtains, even though I didn't tell anybody. Because if I had 3, then this too would be burgundy. Thanks for the class. Sure thing. Thank you for coming to class. They're advertising Progresso vegetable. Yeah, because I was eating Progresso earlier. So I started the live stream eating some soup because I was really hungry, and I ate a beef Progresso actually. But yeah, Progresso soup is what I am currently living on for dinners. Except when I don't eat it. I eat other stuff too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the gifts. Really appreciate it. I have a gift or super chat goal, I believe, that I appreciate any help with, if you can. But I do thank you for joining and liking and subscribing. Wild and Fresh is saying, I have hardwood. Yeah, I have hardwood as well. I don't have carpet. I'm in the northeast of America. This class was on quantum mechanics. I'm not vegan. The name of this class is Bewitch Quantum Mechanics. I have not met Neil deGrasse. Quantum mechanics is ancient. It's called spirituality, psychic phenomenon, says One Door. Hello. A lot of psychics do actually believe in quantum mechanics. Thank you. Skellington is saying, thank you for your talk. It was very informative. It was very practical, and most of my comments were definitely theoretical. Love listening to you. Thank you. Do they have to agree? Clearly not, because they don't. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. I'm glad you guys are talking about the application of all this. Thank you, Northern Versus. Northern is saying that was fun, Oindri. Thank you. Thanks for giving me more understanding. Oh, good job. Boo boo. Um, thank you so much, guys. For all the comments and chat messages, really appreciate it. I'm scrolling through. Sorry if I missed your comment. Feel free to do a super chat so I can see it better. Thanks for the heart. Oh, somebody did a gift. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abe Hurley. Abe Hurley did a floating heart. Thank you, Ben, for letting me know. Beautiful eyes. Shorty cake. Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, so I want to change the description of this live stream episode. I called it something, so let me change it. Thank you guys, everybody. Class is done. We will say goodnight. You can do super chat or gifts or whatever if you want to support. But please be back here tomorrow. We will do another live and continue, okay? And if I missed your comment, please let me know. I don't see it yet. Okay. You guys are funny. This was a quantum mechanics study with me. If you're looking for my other social media, they're all listed on my YouTube channel description. Go ahead and follow if you want. What should I call this live, Ben? You said I should call it Bewitched Quantum Mechanics, right? Bewitched Quantum Mechanics. Study with me. After soup. It's very specific. Bewitch. Quantum mechanics, study with me after soup. Okay, there. I named it. I have named it the thing with the thing. All right. It's always fun to go live with you guys. You're so you guys are nice. So many comments. Love it. Love it. Keep on dominating the chat, guys. I love that you are enjoying. Thank you, Jay. Bewitched. Bewitched Quantum Mechanics Live. Yes, exactly. You're lurking. Hi, Wild and Fresh. How are you, my love? Bewitch. Now see, I'm playing on words because my username is OindryB with a B-E-E at the end. And so it's like bewitched, but bewitch. Hi, Blaze. Blaze Staudinger. That's kind of like Schrodinger. Hi, Fernando. Hi, Kyle. How are you guys? I can't believe, what's the time? 3:30. I can't believe the live started with Progresso Soup. Hi, from North Carolina. Thank you. I am also kind of from North Carolina because I went to school there. See? Wolfpack. Wolfpack. NC State person. Hi, Benday. Andre looking extra cute today. Oh, hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's your skin routine? Doing good. I'm off this week. Oh, okay, nice. Happy vacation. My skin routine is to avoid the sun and have a particular set of genetics and to thank the universe profusely. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe, and evil eye remove, and knock on wood. I will let you know. What about vitamin D? That's a great point. I try to get some sun. It's just that I'm generally not a morning person, and also actually do like the sun sometimes, just not all the time. A log. United States, yes. Hello, Cleveland. UNC and Duke don't like state. Oh, well, I like state. I like state. I don't like Duke or UNC. I think I like UNC less. Duke is neutral. Have a nice evening. I'm in Boston. I am in Boston, guys. I am tired because I was traveling. I went to Florida for a couple days. So, what do you call? I'm tired. I'm certainly tired and trying to go to bed really soon here. So, good night, guys. Everybody, please say good night, and I will see you tomorrow, okay?
Any last thoughts? Say goodnight and see you soon. Okay, what did I call this live? Did I call it Bewitch? Bewitch. Bewitch. Oh, okay. I got an email saying that the gym charged me. I was like, how dare you? But okay. The gym can charge me because I do like the gym a lot. I do like the gym a lot. They're always charging me at the beginning of the month, you know? It's kind of a... Ooh! Yes. Quantum physics study with me. Please rewind, by the way, guys, if you're joining late. I'll come out to California. My name is Red Bus Parking. I'm from Lower. Thank you, J-Dub. Oh, thank you, J-Dub. How are you? I'll read the top fans really quickly. Steven is the top number one fan. Number 2 is Wild and Fresh. Number 3 is Dialectical. Number 4 is Reese. Number 5 is Ben Abraham. Number 6 is Boo Boo. Number 7 is Antonio. Number 8 is X Power X House. Number 9 is Monathletics. Number 10 is Northern Versus. So, I don't know if the gifts didn't count for the top fans, but I do want to thank my gifters. Thank you so much for all your support. Really appreciate. Do I have Instagram? Yes. All my other social handles are on my YouTube description. Ooh, thank you for the gift. Thanks, Kenneth. All my YouTube handles, PayPal, Venmo, all that stuff is in the description of the video as well as on the YouTube description of the channel. We talked about physics, quantum mechanics, actually. You should rewind. Okay, let me double check. What did I call this thing? Okay, I changed the thumbnail. Quantum physics, study with me. Bewitch, quantum mechanics, study with. It also has food ASMR because I was eating a soup. Oh my gosh, we need 50 more subscribers to get to 7,000. Well, we talk about astrophysics a lot as well. It's just tonight we talked about quantum mechanics more. You should subscribe because I think you'll find what you're looking for. Oh, really? You should leave me a comment about that dialectical so you can remind me on some video. 7,000 subs is a lot for your topic. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna have 7 billion subs at some point. I hope anyways. Yeah, I'm close to 7,000 with the thanks to the universe and the cosmos. And thank you, God. I should have 7,000 subscribers learning and doing physics along with me. Invitation to subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bruh is asking, can we talk about how we can make money? Somebody has sent a happy poop. Thank you, Cools. A million subscribers equals 50K per month. Well, I don't know about that, but YouTube is monetized with various ways. Once you become a YouTube partner, there's different ways for monetizing. We can talk about that at some point, but you know, ads is one way. So this is why I do appreciate when you guys let the ads play. That does help to monetize. Then there's gifts, there's super chats, super thanks, there is memberships. These are various ways to support. There's shopping. As you can see, there's some progressive soups. That's part of the shopping. You can have merchandise. I will launch some of that soon. Oh yeah, that's right. There are websites that can calculate the money as an estimate. It doesn't have to be totally accurate. I think I've seen some of that. It's not really an accurate thing necessarily, but you can get an estimate. But I do think that the monetization journey is different for different creators. I would not necessarily just think that it's the same for all. Okay? I think $5. Oh, okay. I'll have to figure out this kick thing. Hi, Corey. Who's your mom? I'm your mom's favorite YouTuber. Aw, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, that's so nice of you. And your mother. That's encouraging. Thank you. So, you know, I'm kind of figuring it out myself. So, all I know is I think it can be quite unique to the particular channel and creator, probably. So I don't want to say what is possible or not for others. You know, I would say just go for it. Anybody who wants to do a thing, do the thing. I love NC State. I loved being a student at NC State. There was not one professor that I did not like. That I got, at least, myself. I think I was lucky. I was very happy for the opportunities that I got there. And it was, you know, my home when I first came. gave me my life here. I have to check out what this kick is. Kick should steal me. I made it. I'm not saying I have money. I'm saying, you know, making money is one thing, and then there's having money. Making money, we need to make money to pay bills, right? Have to make money to keep the lights on. All right, guys. Well, I have to get going to bed. Please do like and subscribe and come back next time. Okay. It's very easy. Mwah. Mwah. You want to recommend my channel? Go ahead. Thank you, Ben Abraham. You go ahead and recommend my channel and then leave me a comment somewhere reminding me. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate you. Mwah. Mwah. Good night.